I think one of the biggest problems, getting back to something I just said a few minutes ago, is this word estate. When you say estate planning, I think people think of the word estate, and frankly, I think it's a dumb word. It conjures up the wrong image. So, for example, people imagine like a mansion on a hill, or they think they have to be playing polo with their friends on the weekends. When they think of the term estate, they think it's only for rich people. They imagine counting their money, in the evenings by the fireplace or something like that, or driving really fancy cars. Again, estate planning is for wealthy people, but it's also for people of all socioeconomic backgrounds. It's not just for rich people. And the problem is the term estate conjures up a lot of these images. So therefore, I would just like to say that estate planning is, people say, well, if it's not for rich people, what is it for? And I tell people that the word estate simply refers to all of your stuff. If you've got any stuff, you might want to consider doing an estate plan. So people say, okay, well, what kind of stuff are you talking about, Rob? And I say, well, we're talking about things like real estate. If you have an apartment or a condominium or a house, land of any sort, bank accounts, savings accounts, checking accounts, those types of things. Stocks. A lot of people own individual stocks, or they own like investments. They have an investment account at a brokerage firm, so investments count. IRAs is part of your estate. That's an individual retirement account. An individual retirement account, 401ks, 403bs, a pension plan. All of these things are part of your estate. They're part of your stuff. Jewelry can be part of your stuff, or any kind of valuables that you might have, such as a baseball card collection, or maybe you like to. I had one client; she collected dolls from different countries. I mean, it was a very expensive collection. That becomes part of your estate, part of your stuff. Another thing that people sometimes forget about is insurance accounts, insurance products such as life insurance. Whether it's a whole life policy, a term life policy, those insurance accounts are part of your stuff. They come into your estate after you die, but they're nevertheless part of your stuff. Some folks have businesses, and a business can be part of your stuff, part of your estate. And you have to ask yourself, what about that business? What's going to happen to it? Who's in charge if you're not in charge? These are the questions that we need to ask. So forget about the word estate planning. We're just going to call it stuff planning, okay? If you've got stuff, let's make a plan for it. So stuff planning is probably a little bit easier to get your mind around if you don't like the word estate. Frankly, I'm not crazy about the word estate, but I wasn't there when they came up with the term.